Did you notice it's getting just a little harder to get up from a chair lately? Or maybe your legs feel weaker than they used to. You're not imagining things. There's a silent condition affecting millions of people over 50, and most have no idea it's happening. It's called sarcopenia, a fancy word for something very real, the gradual loss of muscle and strength as we age. But here's the truth they don't tell you. Just because it's common doesn't mean it's normal. If your legs feel shaky, your balance is off, or you're afraid of falling. These are not just signs of getting older. They're red flags your muscles are calling for help. The scariest part? Most people don't notice it until it's too late, until they've had a fall, a fracture, or suddenly can't make it up a flight of stairs without help. And once independence is gone, getting it back, that's a long, uphill battle, both physically and emotionally. But here's the good news. You can fight back, and it starts with one simple change you can make right from your kitchen. Let me show you how. So what causes sarcopenia? Two words: inactivity and undernourishment. Let's start with movement. As we age, many of us stop doing the kinds of movements that challenge our muscles, like standing from the floor, lifting things overhead, or climbing stairs. And unfortunately, daily walks or gentle stretches, while helpful, aren't enough to stimulate muscle growth. What your body truly needs are movements that apply a little resistance, strength-building exercises, even light ones you can do at home, are like a wake-up call to your muscles. Hey, we still need you. Then there's nutrition. Most older adults simply aren't getting enough high-quality protein, along with essential nutrients like magnesium, vitamin D, omega-3s, and antioxidants, all of which play a key role in building and preserving lean muscle. But here's the kicker. As we age, our bodies absorb nutrients less efficiently. That means even if you're eating the same foods you always have, they may not be doing the same job they once did. So if your meals don't adapt with you, your muscles will quietly start to shrink, and you may not even notice, until one day, getting up from the couch feels like climbing a mountain. Can this be reversed? Absolutely. In fact, I've worked with countless patients who thought they'd never walk without assistance again, and now they're walking confidently through the park on their own. The secret? It starts with a few simple, consistent changes in what you eat and how you move. And in just a moment, I'll show you exactly which foods can help rebuild strength, boost balance, and restore your independence. Starting today. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need expensive supplements. Just a few items already in your kitchen. Ready? Let's start with one of the most powerful and most overlooked. Every day that you don't take action is a day your muscles grow a little weaker. Think about this. Every 11 seconds, an older adult is rushed to the ER after a fall, most of them caused by muscle weakness. But here's the thing. That doesn't have to be you. You have more control over your strength and mobility than you've ever been told. And you can start turning things around right from your kitchen. Because believe it or not, there are specific natural foods that can help rebuild lost muscle, reduce inflammation, and improve balance, without pills, powders, or pricey treatments. These aren't exotic superfoods either. They're simple, affordable, everyday ingredients, ones that your body already knows how to use. Over the next few minutes, I'll show you 4 of the most effective muscle rebuilding foods for people over 60. These are foods I've recommended to real patients, like Helen, 74, who thought she'd never walk without a cane again after slipping in her kitchen. And Frank, 80, who couldn't stand up from a chair without help, until we made just a few small changes to his meals. Today they're walking confidently, going up and down stairs, and most importantly, feeling like themselves again. And now I want that for you too. So let's dive in. The first food we'll talk about is small, round, and humble. But what it can do for your legs is anything but small. It's helped seniors regain the strength to stand, walk, and even dance again. I'm talking about chickpeas. Food number 1, chickpeas, the unsung hero of muscle strength. For over a decade working with older adults, I've seen one truth play out over and over again. Sometimes the simplest foods deliver the most powerful results. One of the most underrated superfoods for restoring leg strength? Chickpeas. also known as garbanzo beans. These little round legumes might seem ordinary, but what they do inside your body is anything but. They're packed with plant-based protein, the building blocks your muscles need to stay strong, especially after 50. See, around age 50, your body starts to lose muscle faster than it can rebuild it. That's sarcopenia in action, and chickpeas can help slow that process way down. By simply adding chickpeas to your weekly routine, you're giving your legs the raw materials they need to stay firm, steady, and reliable. And there's more. Chickpeas are rich in magnesium, iron, and vitamin B6, a trio of nutrients that support muscle contraction, reduce fatigue, and improve nerve-to-muscle communication. Together, they help reduce things like leg cramps, stiffness, that heavy, tired feeling in your lower body. A 2019 study from the University of Michigan uncovered something remarkable. Seniors who ate chickpeas 3 times a week lost 22% less muscle mass than those who didn't. That's not just a statistic. It's the difference between walking confidently and needing help just to get out of a chair. One of my patients, James, 73, from Tulsa, Oklahoma, came to me after falling down a flight of stairs. He didn't want pain meds. He wanted his strength back. We started small, adding chickpeas 3 times a week, in soups, stews, even tossed into salads. Just 5 weeks later, Ernesto was walking his neighborhood without shaking or needing assistance. That's the power of food that actually supports your body where it needs it most. So how do you start? Begin with about half a cup of cooked chickpeas, 2 to 3 times a week. And they're incredibly versatile. Mix with olive oil, lemon, and herbs for a Mediterranean snack. Add to a salad with cucumber, red onion, and parsley, or simmer in a warming soup with turmeric, carrots, and celery to boost circulation and ease inflammation. Pro tip: if you're using dried chickpeas, soak them overnight with a pinch of baking soda. This reduces compounds that block nutrient absorption and makes them easier to digest. That's especially helpful if you've experienced bloating, stomach pain, or even dizziness tied to low iron. It's a tiny step, but it can make a huge difference in how well your body absorbs nutrients. Bottom line, chickpeas aren't just a tasty side dish. They're a muscle-restoring, energy-boosting powerhouse, especially for your legs, and they're just the beginning. Coming up next, we'll look at a small but mighty food that calms leg cramps, supports joint health, and improves sleep, all in one crunchy bite. Let's talk about pumpkin seeds. Food number 2, pumpkin seeds. The muscle-soothing snack that works while you sleep. If chickpeas are the foundation for stronger muscles, then pumpkin seeds are the precision tool that keeps everything running smoothly. These tiny, crunchy seeds might look like just a healthy snack, but for adults over 60, they're one of the best-kept secrets for easing leg cramps, calming nerves, and reducing joint pain. You see, pumpkin seeds are packed with magnesium, a vital mineral for older adults that most people aren't getting enough of. In fact, after age 50, magnesium deficiency becomes more and more common, even in people who eat a reasonably healthy diet. And the symptoms? They're subtle but frustrating. Restless legs, nighttime cramps, muscle twitching, stiffness after light activity. These signs are your body's way of saying, I need help. The good news? Pumpkin seeds are a simple, effective fix, but they don't just supply magnesium. They also deliver zinc, healthy fats, and powerful antioxidants, all of which work together to reduce joint inflammation, protect cartilage, and support muscle repair. That makes them especially helpful for older adults dealing with sore knees, swollen ankles, or tired feet, especially after long periods of standing or walking. In fact, a clinical study in 2020 by researchers at Johns Hopkins University found something fascinating. Adults over 55 who ate just 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds daily for 6 weeks experienced 31% fewer nighttime leg cramps, better balance, improved stability, even during simple exercises like standing on 1 foot. And again, these weren't lab results that stayed on paper. These were real changes that helped people sleep better, walk more confidently, and wake up without that familiar leg pain. I remember one of my patients, Linda, a 66-year-old retired nurse from Ohio. She had suffered from intense leg cramps for years, the kind that woke her up at 3 a.m. and left her feeling exhausted the next day. She tried hot compresses, stretching routines, and even prescription creams. Nothing worked until we made one small change. I suggested she eat a small handful of unsalted roasted pumpkin seeds each afternoon around 4 p.m. Just 3 weeks later, her cramps had nearly vanished. After 6 weeks, she was sleeping through the night, pain-free, rested, and more energetic during the day. She even told me she felt clearer and calmer, like her whole system had been reset, all from a 50-cent snack. So what's the best way to start? Aim for about 1 ounce per day. That's roughly 2 tablespoons. Sprinkle them on hot oatmeal, toss them into a salad, mix them with roasted veggies, or just eat them plain. Want to get the most benefit for your nerves and sleep? Try eating them between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. This gives your body time to absorb the magnesium and settle your nervous system before bedtime. It's a small habit, but one that can dramatically reduce discomfort and help you wake up with less tension and more energy. Because sometimes the biggest health wins come from the smallest changes done consistently. And we're just getting started. Up next, we'll look at a surprising food that doesn't grow in your garden, but deep in the ocean, and how it can rebuild joints and strengthen bones in a way few other foods can. Food number 3, seaweed, the ocean's gift for your joints and bones. Now, the next food might surprise you. It doesn't grow in your backyard. You won't find it in a fruit basket or a grain bin. Instead, it comes from the ocean. Thin, soft, sometimes paper-like. It might not look like much on your plate, but don't be fooled by its delicate appearance. This food is one of the most powerful natural remedies for aging joints and brittle bones. I'm talking about seaweed, specifically varieties like wakame, kelp, and nori. If you've ever stood up and heard your knees crack, or felt a dry grinding sensation when you turn or climb stairs, that's your body sending a message that your joints and bones are drying out, wearing down, and begging for nourishment. Seaweed provides just that, and more. It's rich in organic calcium, iodine, and rare anti-inflammatory compounds like fucoidan and laminarin, nutrients you won't find in standard multivitamins. These compounds help strengthen bone structure, reduce joint stiffness, protect cartilage from breaking down, and increase production of synovial fluid, the lubricant your joints depend on for smooth, pain-free movement. In 2021, researchers from the University of California, San Diego published a study in the American Journal of Community Nutrition. They found that women over 60 who included seaweed in their diet 2 to 3 times a week had up to 16% higher bone density than those who didn't. And that 16% isn't just a number. It's the difference between walking away from a small fall or ending up with a fractured hip. Because at our age, even a minor misstep can cause a serious break, and recovery is never easy. Let me tell you about Marilyn, a 70-year-old retired yoga teacher from Oregon. Years of knee pain from arthritis had forced her to give up teaching and most of her stretching routines. She felt stiff, stuck, and frustrated. As part of her healing plan, we didn't start with pills or injections. We started in the kitchen. She added seaweed to her weekly routine. Miso soups, crunchy seaweed salads, even nori wraps with rice and lean protein. The first few weeks, subtle changes. But by month 2, her swelling went down, pain eased, and she could stretch and bend again, gently but freely. For Marilyn, it was more than just food. It was the start of getting her active life back. The best part? You don't have to overhaul your meals to get the benefit. Just 2 to 3 servings a week of seaweed can make a difference. Add it to a simple broth with tofu or spinach. Sprinkle dried flakes over rice or roasted veggies. Use nori sheets to wrap salmon, chicken, or even sliced avocado. Want to boost the benefits even more? Try simmering seaweed in broth with a few slices of fresh ginger and a dash of sesame oil. That combo not only enhances flavor, it helps your body absorb calcium more efficiently and soothes digestion. A small trick with big impact. Don't underestimate the quiet strength of this ocean plant. Seaweed helps hydrate your joints, protect your bones, and restore smooth, flexible movement naturally. Because when your knees don't creak at sunrise, you'll realize healing doesn't always come from a pharmacy. Sometimes it comes from what's on your spoon, and we're not done yet. Up next, we're heading from the sea to the trees to reveal one of nature's most underrated nerve protectors and how it can help you move, feel, and balance with more confidence every single day. Food number 4, avocado, the nerve-healing fat that brings you back into balance. Now let's talk about a food that doesn't come from the ocean, but from the quiet, steady branches of a tree, and it holds one of nature's most powerful forms of healing. If you've ever felt a strange numbness in your calves, a tingling in your toes, or like your legs were moving, but your brain wasn't fully keeping up, then this next food might be exactly what your nervous system is craving. Because often these odd sensations are signs that your peripheral nerves, the ones responsible for balance, coordination, and leg strength, are undernourished. And if left unchecked, those signals can slowly fade, leading to instability, stumbles, and a growing fear of falling. But there's good news. Nature gave us a creamy, satisfying fruit that does more than just taste good. It actively supports the health of your nerves, brain, and muscles from the inside out. That fruit is the avocado. Avocados are packed with monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, the same kind found in olive oil. This special fat helps reinforce the membranes of your nerve cells, allowing signals to pass more smoothly from your brain to your legs. In short, it helps your brain and body stay in sync, so you feel steady, grounded, and fully present with every step. But that's not all. Avocados also deliver a powerful dose of potassium, which helps prevent leg cramps and supports healthy muscle contraction. Plus, they're rich in vitamin E, an antioxidant that protects fragile nerve endings from age-related damage. In 2021, a study from the American Journal of Nutrition and Geriatrics revealed something amazing. Seniors over 65 who ate avocado at least 4 times per week for breakfast showed significant improvements in balance, posture, lower body coordination, and all of that in just 6 weeks. Even more remarkable, those with early signs of instability, like trouble standing from a chair or walking on uneven ground, saw the biggest gains. I'll never forget Michael, a retired school teacher from Michigan, age 79. He came into my office worried. His feet had started to feel numb, and he wasn't sure if he could keep up with his favorite part of the week, taking walks with his grandson at the park. We didn't start with medication. We started with breakfast. We swapped his sugary morning cereal for a slice of whole grain toast, topped with mashed avocado, a sprinkle of chia seeds, and a splash of lemon. Just 4 weeks later, Michael came back smiling. "I can feel the ground again," he told me, "and I can feel my grandson's steps next to mine." That's not magic. That's smart, consistent nutrition. Want to give it a try? Start by eating avocado 3 to 4 times per week, using about 1/3 to half of a fruit each time. Mornings are ideal, but they also work great as a calming afternoon snack. Spread it on toast, dice it into quinoa salads, blend it into smoothies with banana and almond milk, or roll it into wraps with veggies and lean protein. Want a little extra nerve protection? Stir in a bit of ground walnuts, chia seeds, or flaxseed for an extra dose of omega-3s and vitamin E. Don't underestimate this gentle green fruit. Avocados don't just feed your stomach, they stabilize your legs, protect your nerves, and restore your balance. Every step you take with confidence starts with what you feed your body. And believe it or not, these 4 foods we've covered so far, they're just the beginning. So let's recap what we've learned today. Muscle loss isn't just about aging. It's about what we do or don't do each day. But here's the good news. You don't need a gym. You don't need a miracle. You just need the right habits, done with consistency. 4 simple natural foods. Chickpeas to build strong, steady legs. Pumpkin seeds to calm cramps and soothe joints. Seaweed to protect your bones and hydrate your movement. Avocado to feed your nerves and help you feel balanced again. These aren't trends, they're tools, and they're already sitting in your kitchen. So what's the next step? Pick just one. Maybe it's adding half an avocado to your breakfast tomorrow. Maybe it's sprinkling pumpkin seeds on your salad this afternoon. Start small. Stay consistent and let your strength build. One bite, one step, one choice at a time. And now, we want to hear from you. Which of these foods are you most excited to try? Have you already been using any of them in your routine? Drop your answers in the comments, because your story might be just what someone else needs to hear today. If this video gave you something helpful, inspiring, or hopeful, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Because the path to strength and independence doesn't start at the hospital. It starts right here, in your home, on your plate, and in your daily choices. This is just the beginning. So take a deep breath, stand tall, and take that next step forward, stronger than yesterday.